New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Live from a secure concrete bunker somewhere in Ohio, New Thought Media Network presents Pastor Michael Mangus with Friday's Fireside Chat, spiritual conversation for today. Here he is from the secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts, Pastor Michael Mangus.
The applause just keeps on coming. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome. This is another fun-filled, thrill-packed, and guaranteed exciting edition of the Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on the New Thought Media Network. I am Pastor Michael Mangus, broadcasting from the brand new super secret radio room surrounded by thousands of watts in the brand new secure concrete bunker somewhere around Akron, Ohio. That's even so top secret that our chief inspirational officer, the Reverend Robert Brzezinski, he has no clue where it's located here. We have a great show for you tonight, so please feel to interact with us by posting your comment below on Facebook and also in StreamYard. And again, for all my shy people out there, please feel free to contact me via email by writing me at pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com, pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. So the purpose of our fireside chats here on Friday evening is to talk about contemporary issues from a New Thought perspective. And as I keep telling everyone week after week, I want us to have a new thought about what is going on around us. And again, you don't have to agree with me. And we go ahead and we play the disclaimer because we don't want me to get into more trouble than I usually do, because I can get myself in trouble. I don't need anybody else. But anyhow, the disclaimer is done in jest. But the reason that we play it is because, again, they are my views, my opinions. That's all. Our guest this evening will try it again, backed by popular demand, from Washington, D.C., noted speaker, author, life coach, and the person that kicks my butt on a regular basis, the Reverend Dr. Charlette Manning, who will have her new book. I think it's coming. I think it already came out. Is that right, Charlette? Yeah, she's not. It's in 2 weeks. Okay. Her new book's coming out in 2 weeks here. But again, she's having a brand new show that's premiering here on the New Thought Media Network on Sunday evening, called the Sunday Evening Masterclass, of which yours truly will be producing. So we'll be talking to Dr. Charlette here in just a few moments. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? Exploring tough issues through a spiritually minded lens. That's what we're going to be doing here. All right, in our check of the news this week, guess what leads again? All right, come on. Come on. I want some good guesses out there. Put them in the chat also. I'm waiting. Of course, COVID-19. I go on CNN and I see it almost every single week. This is what the latest is from CNN. Vaccine advisors to the U.S. FDA voted unanimously to recommend a booster dose of the J&J vaccine after 2 months. Also yesterday, the panel voted to recommend emergency authorization of a booster dose of the Moderna vaccine. It now will be up to the FDA to either accept or reject the committee's recommendation. Meanwhile, a new study found that it was safe for people to get a COVID booster that's different from the vaccine that they initially received. I had a colleague friend of mine tell me that he was taking people to get vaccinated and that they had one shot left of Moderna, and he went ahead and he had Pfizer. So he said, well, I'll go ahead and give it to me. So he's still living. Also, Biden says that the nation is headed in the right direction on COVID, but now is a very critical period. Again, from CNN, it says the President Joe Biden on Thursday said that the nation is headed in the right direction with its pandemic response, but says it was essential that the other 66 million unvaccinated Americans get their COVID-19 shots. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. It's an important progress, but it's not, and now is not the time to let up. We have a lot more to do. We're in a very critical period as we work to turn the corner on COVID-19, Biden said on Thursday. Biden also stressed the need to keep schools open and noted that Pfizer and BioNTech also submitted COVID-19 vaccine data on children ages 5 through 11 to the FDA for initial review. The president also updated the public on his national vaccine program as vaccine advisors to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration discussed whether to authorize boosters of the Moderna coronavirus vaccine for some adults. And last month, the FDA authorized booster doses of the Pfizer vaccine for certain people. Biden will also speak about his administration efforts to keep schools open amid the pandemic, the officials said. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky on Wednesday said that the agency has been meeting with states to discuss a potential test to stay strategy in schools. Instead of quarantining students who have been exposed to the virus, students would get tested, and if the results were negative, they could stay in school and attend class. All right, so why do I mention COVID-19 weekly? Well, it's because it's the hot topic, especially in New Thought and also metaphysical circles. Again, I'm supporting you to get the vaccine. I can't tell you, no one can tell you what to do. But I urge you, please, with all the love in my heart for you, is to please go get the vaccine. And why? I constantly ask this question. What would love do here? What would love do here? Again, our hospitals, and again, even around here in Akron, our hospitals are overrun with individuals who got sick who weren't vaccinated. And I was talking to a colleague again yesterday, and he shared with me that he has found a lot of a lack of critical thinking among whether or not to get the vaccine. Again, if you're getting your news from Facebook, if that's the only place that you're getting your vaccine information, wrong place. It's the CDC, it's the WHO, it's organizations that, again, are basing everything upon peer-reviewed research. Now, personally, I have covered the story since last year, and I still get into discussions with people on Facebook about why they're not getting vaccinated. And what I have found is that individuals have trusted the misinformation rather than the correct information. And the individuals are willing to use unproven therapies instead of just getting the vaccine. Great news from Merck last week about an oral antiviral that has been shown to prevent the severity of COVID. However, you have to take it 4 to 5 days of contracting COVID for it to be effective. Usually by that time, you're crawling into the doctor's office saying, help me. So as I reported in previous weeks, Centers for Spiritual Living from their executive team have shared with the field, including myself, for all clergy and practitioners to be honest at their centers about their vaccination status. And again, I asked this question, again, with much love. What would love do in this situation? What would love do in this situation? And I hold the truth and the high watch of a COVID-free world, and that we can go back not to a normal life, but a better than normal life here. The experts are saying that it could be as soon as next year. So we get vaccinated not only for ourselves, but also for other people. And also Centers for Spiritual Living and other religious denominations are not giving religious exemptions. There is no proof, none at all, from our teaching. And again, I read a lot of New Thought authors. There's no proof whatsoever that in our teaching it says not to get vaccinated. And again, as I read a couple of weeks ago, the Christian Scientist from the Mother Church in Boston is leaving it up to its individual members whether or not to get vaccinated. And so even if you are a master, an adept of a high spiritual consciousness, that you wouldn't need the vaccine. My question is this: once you get it just out of love for those who are not there in consciousness? And again, this is something to ponder very deeply. And I think that we need to continue having the hard conversations. What would love do? What would love do? And are we not interconnected with others? Can we think about that this week? Well, hi there. Good evening. Welcome. This is the Friday evening Fireside Chat here on the New Thought Media Network. In just a few moments, we'll have the lovely and talented, the Reverend Dr. Charlette Manning, all the way from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And we're going to talk about a story that before I got ill last week, we had to cut our show off a little early, scared the heck out of Dr. Manning and also Diego. But anyhow, we're going to talk about a story that I mentioned. We'll go over it again. And I think she's going to have some pretty good comments this evening. We have some other good news that is coming out of the pandemic. And again, this is from CNN. These people quit their jobs during the pandemic, and this is what they're going to do now. There was about 5 people that they interviewed. It says major life events like global pandemics often lead people to take stock of their lives. And many workers are now taking a closer look at their jobs and realizing it's not what they want to do anymore. See, that's what's nice about a pause once in a while here. In July, 4 million people quit their jobs. 4 million people quit their jobs, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, people can quit for many reasons. Some want a better work-life balance or higher pay, while others realize that their job is just not a right fit anymore, or they want to do something else completely different with their time. But not everyone can afford to quit their job, and it often requires planning. I'm not going to read through all of these, but I wanted to read through one in particular here. And her name is Nia Contractor. She quit her job during the pandemic to become a scuba diver instructor. How about that? That sounds like something Diego would do. Or lead firewalks. I think leading firewalks is something that he would do. But anyhow, Neha has always been a fan of the water. Her father taught her how to swim when she was just 3 years old, and it's where she still goes when she needs a sense of calm. She says, I love the water. I've always been a water baby, said contractor who is 39. I always felt a huge level of comfort in the water. Contractor who lives in Bengaluru, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but India, has worked in marketing and advertising for major companies. She loves the challenges of creating campaigns and working with people, but the hours were long. I realized I'm not getting any younger, and I wanted to spend more time of my youth trying to make a difference to something that mattered so much to me, like the ocean. I can always come back to a corporate job. And it goes on here, and she says, I decided I didn't want to do anything in the corporate world at that point of time. The pandemic changed the way that I saw life generally. So guess what she did? She became a full-time scuba diving instructor. She says it's scary. You are letting go of a huge safety blanket of a corporate job, especially during a pandemic. I still believe that money will come and things will fall into place. Doing what really matters to you is what I jumped into. And she said this, she says, I really love the quality of life that I lead today. The difference is I'm not so constantly worried about looking at a screen or waiting for an email or jumping on the cell phone. I'm more worried about who I am connecting with. What am I going to teach? What is happening with the ocean? So I'm going to ask you this tonight. So what if you did not have to go into your job every day? Now, from a spiritual standpoint, if you go into your job, your work, every day hating it, what are you giving off vibrationally? And then you wonder why the law of attraction doesn't work for you in a positive manner. Well, it's still working. Again, it's giving to you what you are vibrating out. Now, I'm not telling you to go quit your job today, all right? However, what would happen if you started to take certain steps in the direction of what you want to do here? So people come to me and they say, well, I don't know what to do. And again, a suggestion that I always give is take a look at your life now. From among your talents and abilities, and we all have them here, how can you use them to serve the world? And from there, start taking steps towards your goal. Gosh, I'm almost done with Holmes Institute. That's been on my list for like almost 20 years now. And again, that even though that I was 57, I went ahead and I took the leap and still did it. And again, you'll be amazed at what happens. The universe just comes and supports you all over the place. Well, hi, good evening, welcome. This is the Friday evening Fireside Chat here on the New Thought Media Network. Pastor Michael here in the air chair in the brand new secure concrete bunker. We're still working on decorating. We've had some HVAC issues, some heating and air conditioning issues. And again, I think that's one of the reasons I got ill last week was because we didn't have the room cool enough. But we're working on that this week. But it's really good to see everyone tonight. And yes, the Reverend Dr. Charlette Manning will be on here in just a few moments. So you stay tuned to this Facebook page, and she'll be on here in just a few moments. You know what, Diego? I think we're done for tonight. What do you think? As far as with the news, Diego always says Diego's giving me the okay sign in the background. I think what we're going to do, let's go to announcements and then we'll go ahead and we'll take a break. Does that sound good, Diego? I'm taking a look at the screen. Yes, he says do that. So yours truly is currently parking himself at Summit CSL For more info, go to summitcsl.org. There you will find all kinds of information about our wonderful Sunday gathering online at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific time. So grab your cup of coffee, your tea, your espresso, whatever wakes you up in the morning, and come and join us. We have one of the best services I've ever seen in New Thought. And this Sunday, we will continue our October topic of reaping your harvest. And our speaker this Sunday will be our wonderful, beautiful, and talented spiritual director, Diana Mangus. So please go on summitcsl.org for more information on how to join our Zoom call. Our service is also simulcast on the Summit Spiritual Center of Akron Facebook page, and our Facebook page also has past broadcast of the world famous and ever popular Fireside Chat, plus also yours truly when he's leading prayer here on the New Thought Media Network. So I'm currently open for individual practitioner sessions, Sunday speaking, and also ceremonies. I have one this weekend and 3 next. Call me Mirroring Mike, huh? So that's a wonderful thing that I do around here. And so email me at pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com, pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com for more information. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about all the new offerings that we have here on the New Thought Media Network. What I'm going to do here is just tell you, go to our go to our media page here. Well, the Sunday evening masterclass will be premiering on Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, that's 6 o'clock Mountain Time, exploring today's tough issues through a spiritually inspired lens. So we'll have Dr. Charlette will be doing her thing on Sunday evenings. Again, we're looking so forward to that. So just go on our website, New Thought Media on ntmedia.org. There you will find all kinds of information. And if you could, while you're visiting there, click on the donate button. We're looking for monthly partners here, people that have the vision that we do to take this powerful message to the world. We have the technology. We can do this now. And again, we're able to do it from our homes. It's so wonderful that we're able to do this now. And again, you get to be a part of it by helping us. So again, ntmedia.org/donate. Give a very generous one-time contribution, or you may, again, like I do, monthly partner with us. We're doing all kinds of wonderful things, especially we're planning for 2022, we're going to be going to a lot of conferences. We're already planning on going to the Centers for Spiritual Living Conference in Palm Desert. So again, all kinds of wonderful things that are happening. And again, you can be a part of it. ntmedia.org. And then go on the donate page. We would really appreciate that. All right, time to take a break, and then we'll be right back. You're watching the Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on the New Thought Media Network.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience, or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Get in the flow with R.Sc.P and Chad Bradford.
When you're in the flow, have faith that a transformation can happen. Love yourself through every step. Be open and willing to have a new experience.
faith, love, openness, and willingness. You're in the flow.
The views and opinions expressed by Pastor Michael Mangus are generally right. However, they are his own and do not reflect the views and opinions of New Thought Media Network, Centers for Spiritual Living, or any other person living or dead. As they say in the 12-Step Recovery Program, take what you like and leave the rest. Here again is Pastor Michael.
And we were talking off the air, and Diego said, you should give Charlette something for all the times that she's been on your program. She should have like a little punch card. And like after 10 visits to your show, she should get like a cup of coffee or an espresso or something. It is my privilege and pleasure to introduce to you one of the newest members here on the New Thought Media schedule, the host of the Sunday evening masterclass, which will premiere this coming Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, here on the New Thought Media Network. It's a privilege to introduce to you my good friend from Washington, D.C., the Reverend Dr. Charlette Manning. Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you? Hi, Diego. How's everybody tonight?
Well, I'm good. Diego? Well, Diego's off.
You look a whole lot better than you did last week, my friend. You scared the bejesus out of us.
I know. Well, got to do that once in a while. No.
I'm telling you. We were like,
Well, yeah, I think what happened was it was a combination of the lights, and also, again, we're still trying to get the lighting right here. So, but boy, nice to see you. And so I wanted to go over this one. This is from last week, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it because I know you're the one that told me the story.
Before you do that, because I want to make sure I get this in. You kind of breeze over stuff. And I want to publicly thank you for everything that you have done in the 20 years of friendship that we have had. And I mean, you were my first, and get your mind out the gutter, listeners.
I didn't go there.
No, I said listeners.
Okay, all right.
That you were the one that introduced me, and we'll talk a little bit more about that on Sunday. That introduced me to this world of coaching and training and ministering. You were the first, and the same thing applies to the New Thought Media Network. You saw a service that I could provide, and you had no problem whatsoever stepping in and pitching me to the powers that be at New Thought Media Network. And I want to really thank you for that, because, we live in such a world now. It's a dog eat dog kind of thing, and you're looking out for yourself and all of this other stuff. And people should really know how much you do to really uplift the consciousness of the masses. And I tell people all the time, you are my soul brother. Now, back in the day, that had a whole different meaning. But when I say you are my soul brother, I'm talking to you. The most important part of who we are is our heart. And that's the holy meeting place. And no matter where we are, time, distance, or space does not keep us or separate us from that heart-to-heart connection. So I want to thank you publicly. I've done it privately and personally, but I want to publicly say thank you to you for everything that you have done in order to advance not only my spiritual growth and development, but how I show up in the world. So Pastor Michael Mangus, you are my soul brother. You are my road man. You are my advocate. You are all of those wonderful things. And I hope that is blushing on your cheeks and that you're not getting warm again.
No. Gee, golly willikers. Thank you very much. All right. So the people at Centers for Spiritual Living at home office, at our field service office, make sure, Diego, make sure that you get that. and send it to them. I'm going up for licensing next year.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyhow. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you. You're the only woman that I know that went ahead and came through a snowstorm to come and speak to us in Akron. She came through the hills and mountains of Pennsylvania to come and speak to us one time. It's probably several times you did that, but then you just got in the car and came and helped. So we always, Diana and I have always appreciated your love and friendship also. So thank you very much. Yeah. So let's talk about this. This is a story that you went ahead and kind of turned me on to last week. It said here, says that this is from Getty World Services. It says that a group of anti-vaccine protesters gathered in front of a school in England on Monday and distributed pamphlets showing photos of dead and disfigured children to students, claiming that the COVID jab is to blame. My 13-year-old daughter called me after she arrived at a school, saying that a woman had tried to force her to take a vile leaflet. Apparently, it showed a color picture of a young girl covered in blood, and the woman told her that the vaccine had killed her. This is one parent telling a British news agency, which reported that police are now on the lookout for the anti-vaxxers involved. Also in Canada, several anti-vaccine demonstrations at schools in British Columbia prompted lawmakers to introduce legislation that would see the creation of bubble zones to protect and also to prohibit protesters and also to protect students from gathering within the vicinity of schools and hospitals. Politicians in other provinces, including Ontario, are pushing to follow suit. And also, if you went on CNN last week, this is what Charlotte kind of turned me on to. She says you can see parents being harassed and accused of child abuse and rape. These kids are being taken to school to a parent-student day, all right, in which the parents were invited to come along with their children. And here they are getting harassed. This is in Beverly Hills, California.
Yes.
One of the richest zip codes in the whole world. That these people are out harassing children. And again, and so the CNN anchor wondered out loud what the effects on the children would be. So your comments, Dr. Manning.
Well, let me start out by saying this. You know, if you want to be or you need to be an idiot in your peer group. Leave children alone.
Amen.
Children should not be subjected to this kind of tomfoolery. They should not. Now, I don't have an issue with anybody. If you decide that you don't want to be vaccinated, hey, fine, have at it. Okay. But let me just say this. I'm 70 years old. I have two sons. One is 45. The other is 43. Both of my sons, okay, in their 40s, at 6 weeks before they started school, hey, here we go. They had polio shot, tetanus shot, flu shot, hepatitis B, hepatitis A, rubella shots, HIV, measles shot, mumps shot, whooping cough, pneumococcal, which is pneumonia shot, rotavirus, mumps, chickenpox, diphtheria. And if you were leaving the country, you have to have a yellow fever shot. You have to, all of these things. Now, these are all given to our children before they start school. So if you are I'm just going to say from my age group, if you have children in their 40s, these are the crazy people that are out here right now talking about anti-vaccine. They all been vaccinated. All of them. Okay. Now,
or they wouldn't have gone to school.
I know
people
been in
school. Go ahead.
I know people who have gone to the dentist, had a dental root canal, were put on antibiotics. Okay. And you don't know what's in an antibiotic. I know when I used to take penicillin, I would get a TMI moment, pause. I would get a yeast infection or a cold from the effects of the penicillin. So you have reactions to some of these things, granted. But you can eat a bowl of tricks, man. You don't know what's in tricks. Read the label on a box of tricks. You can't pronounce half of the chemicals that are in a box of tricks. All you know is you pour that milk on, them colors start mixing in that milk, and it tastes good.
So how do you know that's what I have for breakfast?
I'm just saying.
Go ahead. You're doing good. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. So I think that the mass hysteria we have, it is so interesting to me because we pick and choose the very things that we want to have. We want to have pro-choice when it comes to taking the vaccine, but we're pro-life when it comes to abortion. Now, you can't have it both ways. Come on. Are we going to live in a culture where you can pick and choose what is in your best interest, and what's in your best interest, you want to pass that on to someone else? If we live in a democracy, we have the right to choose. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Pro-choice is not about anti-life. It's about giving me the choice. Now, if you want a choice to take the vaccine or not, that's fine. Just don't impose your beliefs on me. You don't stand out and scream and holler and curse at children. Children, you are terrorizing children. That is against the law. That you talking about accusing anti-vaxxers or parents that have vaccinated their children of child abuse and rape. How on earth can you do something like that? I mean, that to me is just, it's gone far beyond the scope of common sense.
And it's not only
Dr. Barber used to say common sense ain't common no more.
And it's not only in this country, but it's been around the world. I mean, there's been protests in British Columbia. There's been protests in the UK. I mean, of the same magnitude of, again, parents taking kids who go ahead and mask their kids, taking them to school, and then getting harassed by these individuals, again, in the presence of their kids. This is not a school board meeting,
right?
In which that, again, there's adults present. This is where children,
right,
are present.
And
so why? Go ahead.
Yeah, and walking to school. These children with their parents are walking to school and they're being terrorized before they enter a building of learning, which is another subject on how they're trying to even manipulate that now. You know, we are in, and listen, and which takes me to my work. And my work is all around forgiveness. A Course in Miracles teaches us if you're not coming from a place of love, you're coming from a place of fear. And if you diagram the fear down to its lowest common denominator, you got anger, you have hate, you have misinformation, you have alienation, ostracization, all of those kinds of things that are leading, guiding you, directing you into and out of your mind consciousness. You are literally out of your mind. And that's all fear. And fear is the acronym false evidence appearing real. So this is my first book, okay, in this forgiveness series. Okay, you told me to do this, so this is not a commercial.
Plug the book, yes.
Plug
there you go.
Forgive is a book, and it's going to be a 7-book series. And the book that's coming out in 2 weeks is about the F in this, which is facing your fears. And facing your fears is all about really embracing this concept of fear. Anything that's unknown to us or alien to us or requires us to make some kind of change in consciousness is fearful. It's fearful. So what has been successful from 45's greatest achievement was injecting so much fear into the consciousness of Americans that everybody is now counting on somebody else to tell them how to think and feel. We call them influencers. Now, is that not sad? That's a sad commentary. When you're looking with somebody who believes that beauty is, I mean, how you define beauty, who you are, what you are, and how you show up in the world. It's not even about loving your neighbor as yourself anymore. It's not about being good to one and treating people the way you want to be treated. It's not about transforming the light of this world and the love of this world as we navigate through these changes. That was COVID's response. This is why we went, I believe, we went through COVID. The universe said, okay, so you're not going to slow down? I'll slow you down. In fact, the universe stopped us cold turkey. I mean, for once, we had absolutely no control over anything. And we were forced into thinking, being, and feeling on a sensory level. All taste, touch, smell, hearing, visual. Just as you just said, you were talking about the 4 million people that have quit their jobs because what? They became enlightened. They finally realized that dollars and cents will not lift you in consciousness to the level of your divine connection to the spiritual source that lives within you. Can't happen when you are out here trying to make that dollar. When you're out there, all you're thinking about is how much money can you make, what kind of bills you can pay, and how much more stuff you can buy. Evolution of faith, hope, love, graciousness, gratitude, all of those, they can't be bought. You can't purchase those. So when you are out of integrity, when you are out of the spiritual connection, God, I did a sermon some years ago. It called God's got to jack you up. God has got to jack you up and snap you back into the reality of your purpose on earth as it is in heaven, as above, so below. As above, so below. Or as below, you know what I mean?
Well, both ways. Well, listen, just wanted to let everyone know. Good evening. Welcome to the Friday evening fireside chat here on the New Thought Media Network. Pastor Michael Mangus, along with my good friend, the Reverend Dr. Charlette Manning, who will be premiering her brand new show this coming Sunday evening. I forgot to bring up my box of wires because I'm going to have to bring my box of wires in case something goes on. In case I need something to plug into something. See, that's what Diego does. There he goes. Sunday evening masterclass, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. Mountain Time here on the New Thought Media Network. And we're going to be talking about a whole, she's actually going to lead the show. I'm just going to be in the background, just kind of punching buttons and doing other things. So that'll be fun to do.
That's what you think.
So what is the solution here, Charlotte? I mean, it just seems that right now the people seem lost as far as it just seems like we have lost our moral compass. Mm-hmm. And that we're just kind of wandering around. So what's the solution to that?
Let me say this. Most of your audience knows, but let me just add this real quick as I go a little bit deeper into this. I worked for Marianne Williamson for 7 years at Renaissance Unity in the Detroit, Michigan area, Warren, Michigan. And that's where Michael, you and I met as a result of Marianne kind of pushing me out of the nest and saying, it's time for you to go share your message with the world. So she is responsible for me evolving into this. But one of the things that Marianne always taught, she said, All things happen for a reason, everything in its own time, and all of that wonderful, wonderful. But when we go into the depths of understanding, A Course in Miracles tell it everything unlike itself is going to show up. So when you think that you're getting through something, the universe says, oh, really? And it will send you just to see, in fact, if you've learned that lesson. So if you remember back in 1999, which is hard to believe is 22 years ago, everybody was worried about Y2K. Remember that? The computers were going to go, the banking system was going to go, and all this other stuff and Marianne did a very powerful talk on the power of the feminine energy. Now, the number 2 in numerology represents the divine feminine. So Marianne said, if you think 2000 is going to be something, she said, you wait until 2022. We are giving birth to a new consciousness. So you have 2 in the century and the 22. So we have 222, which is representing in consciousness again, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, or the spirit, the mind, and the body, all coming together in concert in an energy of new birth. So everybody knows, if you had a child, if you borne witness to someone, or if you know someone that's had one, fathers who have participated in labor and delivery is messy. It's painful. It's bloody. I wanted to punch my husband in his face when I was in labor, and I swore, you'll never touch me again if I ever get through. I mean, you lose your mind in the midst of giving birth to this new life. And the moment that new life makes its entrance into this world, you forget all about that pain. Right?
Well, also, I think, just thinking about people saying that the world was going to end because of the Mayan calendar in 2012. And again, my gut was no. This is just, again, it was the end of the calendar, which does not mean that time did not go on. So I think, again, pairing those number twos together, I think that, again, it wasn't the end of something. It was, again, we're birthing, again, a brand new world, and that, again, that we are going through birth pains right now, all over the world.
Absolutely. And let me say this. The world, this planet ain't going to an end. It's been here billions of years. Now, we may end up not being here, okay, or humankind as we know it. But if there are 2 people left on this planet, peace will prevail on this planet. Now, I may not see it. You may not see it. I don't know. But you know what I find really interesting? Fear is a funny thing. And sometimes fear brings out the worst in people, but fear also brings out the very best as well. And you know that love and loyalty, kindness and support and generosity and appreciation and all of those things. What do you see when you see a new baby?
Oh, man.
What do you see when you see a little one just standing up for the very first time, steadying in its there's nothing but love that permeates through your entire being. I defy people. I tell people all the time, I defy you to pass a baby in motion and not be affected energetically by its energy. They are the epitome of love, new life, new love. And that's the civilization that I believe we're entering. We are in some amazing times right now. And if we can get beyond our fear, there's a chapter in my new book that says, past hurts never grow up. And that little person that you are protecting, that you're spending so much time and energy trying to protect, is doing everything it can possibly do to learn from its experience and to move through and navigate through this birthing of this new mindset. Pain is not, well, how do I want to say it? Pain hurts, but suffering is a choice. And you can go through whatever pain there is and say, what can I learn from this? Universe, what are you trying to teach me? Let me learn this now in its full actuality so that I don't have to do this crap again. I'm 70 years old. I don't want to come back here and have to revisit none of this crap. I want to go.
Me neither.
I want to go into the next dimension as a light being, as a light body, which means that I got to fix this stuff. And that's not the word I wanted to use, but you know what I'm talking about.
We know, yes.
You want to fix this stuff now. So when you look at it and you start asking yourself, am I willing to see this situation differently? Am I willing to move through this fear and not allow it to consume me? Dr. Phil says it best. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Do you want to elevate yourself to the consciousness of the I am, or do you want to allow yourself to fall into the abyss of hell and damnation? I think light is the better alternative, in my own opinion.
I think so too.
That's where I am.
So good evening, everyone. We're on the Friday evening fireside chat here on the New Thought Media Network. Pastor Michael, along with the Reverend Dr. Charlette Manning. Tell us about this wonderful program that you're going to be doing on our network starting on Sunday evening.
Well, you know, as you and I have talked about, you know, our pre-production and our pre-shows with you and I and Diego, when we are in the back scene, in the backstage getting ready for the show, we always talk about something. And I said, you know, one of the things that I think we need to talk more about, you know, Jesus was a radical. Jesus did not believe in the status quo. Jesus took his ministry on the road because he did not want to be confined to the mosque, to the synagogue, so that he was under the jurisdiction of somebody else's opinion. Jesus wanted to get out and share the good news with all beings, anybody that would be willing to navigate and move through this thing that we call life. And in that process, Jesus talked about the importance: render unto Caesar what is Caesar, render unto God what is God. The meek shall inherit the earth. Treat your neighbor as you want to be treated. Jesus talked to us about all of this. Now, Jesus was no chump. Believe me when I tell you, Jesus did not take his ministry lightly. And he said, greater things will you do, because here I am to teach you. I'm going to teach you what to do and also teach you what not to do. You know, Jesus, you see most of the statues and things that we see of Jesus, you see of him with his palms up. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. That's what A Course in Miracles teaches us. So what we're going to talk about, we're going to get civic engagement. We're going to talk about how the spiritual component, not religion. Religion has its place. But we're not talking about evangelicals and all this other kind of stuff. We're going to talk about the heart, your natural organ, that natural space where the soul emerges, what you think and how you feel and how you do that. So we're going to talk about the spiritual component, the financial component, the mental component. We're going to use all of those things, and we're going to have a host of wonderful speakers, teachers, coaches, and trainers, and meditation experts, and all of those folks that really navigate through this world. You'll hear me use that word a lot, because now we are learning how to move and groove and navigate through a new consciousness of living in a new consciousness of understanding. So I am so excited about what we are about to do. And I am so happy that you have been the instrument by which that I can share my message with the world. And I thank you, my brother.
Oh, you're so welcome. But I can't share. I am under the cloak of secrecy of some of the guests that Dr. Manning has planned. I cannot tell you, but we will reveal in the next few weeks.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. We will have some of the biggest and the bestest.
Well, now
I'm excited about that. We got the word out. So, we can't confirm until we get until we get a confirmation. So, but the ask is out there. So we're going to be doing some exciting things. I think you'll be happy.
There's a book, Forgive 7 Steps to Finding Forgiveness and Returning to Love. That was her first book on. She's been on Amazon before, but
it doesn't
this
have
is part of the series now.
Yeah, it doesn't have the seal on that, but I am an Amazon #1 best-selling author with this book and my last book, which was the 4 Ingredients to Spiritual Peace. And I have about 4 or 5 different books, but this is my baby right now. So I'm excited about that. So Facing Your Fears will be out I'm going to be doing this series, and it'll be a book a month. So we will, over the next 12 months, we'll be talking about the power of forgiveness and what each one of those symbolizes in our life.
Diego has up Dr. Charlette Manning, her website. Please go to that. Lots of information about all the things that Charlette is doing. But again, please tell other people about what we're doing here on this network. Please tell other people. And especially, again, I just saw the response on Charlette's Facebook page today. It was incredible about how many people were just so excited that we were having Dr. Manning do a program here on the New Thought Media Network. So again, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're just but you watch on Sunday evenings. So I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be just a wonderful time. And again, it's a really good way of starting off your week. Sundays are usually the time again to refresh, the Sabbath, which a lot of us don't know how to do.
That's a work day.
Yeah, that's why. Well, what? I tell all these brides, they schedule me on Sunday, and I'm going, now, ladies, you have to understand that I know you want to get married on Sunday, but I actually have to work. I actually have a job in the morning.
No, that's a work day for us.
Yeah, that's a work day. Well, listen, really good. We got 30 seconds here. Charlette, is there anything else for our edification this evening?
Hey, I just, I'm thrilled as I say, I think that, when we really get into this, we will find out that we are much more alike than we are different. And when we start turning toward each other instead of on each other, we'll find that the light of God will surround us and the love of God will enfold us. That power of God will protect us and the presence of God will watch over us, because wherever we are, wherever you are, wherever I am, wherever the world is, God is. And if you don't believe in the power and the presence of the Holy Spirit that dwells within you, you are up for a rude awakening. So just know that I love you. I appreciate you. I behold the Christ in all of you, because as I see the Christ in you, I can only see the Christ in myself.
Thank you. That's Reverend Dr. Charlette Manning, her brand new show, Sunday evenings here on the New Thought Media Network, the Sunday Evening Masterclass, which will be premiering this week. So we really appreciate Dr. Manning being with us tonight. Well, it's time for us to go here. Just to let you know that, again, we just appreciate everyone who is donating to this network. We just appreciate it so much. If you go to ntmedia.org/donate, you'll find out all kinds of opportunities that you have. When you place your money here, your gifts here, what happens is that You really do change lives around the world. So again, ntmedia.org/donate. So on behalf of Dr. Manning, this is Pastor Michael Mangus, and also Diego in Master Control, wishing you a wonderful week.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Friday's Fireside Chat with Pastor Michael Mangus. Join us again next week at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain for more spiritual conversations for today. For more information and replays of past shows, please visit the New Thought Radio and Media Network's Facebook page. Until next week, may God bless you richly and abundantly.